Hi, this is Swan from Swan Amity Studios, and we are working on our bag project for the Summer Scrap Elimination Week 5. And what we are looking at here is how to turn a corner as you add the side panel of your bag into the main bulk of the bag itself. Now this can feel tricky because we've started to create a structure, and so there's a lot of bulk in the corner, there's a lot of bulk in the seam, and it could start to feel like this is a little uncomfortable. So how do we get around those corners? I've turned this one here, and what you can see is that we've treated it very similarly to how we would turn the corner in a regular quilt with our binding. We're going to turn this one together, and I'll show you how that looks. In the meantime, we have turned that corner. You can see we have also then aligned the base of the side panel with the base of the bag, and we need to stitch that down before we can turn this corner. If you look at how much bulk is in that corner here, now that can feel difficult to get back under your presser foot, and it's often very hard to start feeding it from this outside edge as a result. In order to prevent that from being a significant problem, we're going to start here, reverse towards the corner, and then stitch back along the edge going in the right direction. So I'm first going to bring that into the machine so that I didn't have to force the bulk right underneath. And I'm going to make sure that my thread is aligned properly and needle down into the project and make sure that my presser foot is down. And now we're going to go ahead and reverse. I'm going to take 2 stitches in the right direction, make sure everything is aligned, and then we're going to hit our reverse. We're going to reverse into the bulk. We're going to do it kind of slowly so we can really watch and make sure we're not having any struggles, any problems. And now that we've hit the edge of that corner, we are going to then stitch straight across the base of the bag. We're going to just make sure we're checking our alignment from time to time. Everything is staying where it belongs. And we know that we want to stop stitching 3/8 of an inch from the edge of that side panel. Now I've measured that in advance, and when I know that I'm going to be measuring 3/8 of an inch a lot, I cut a little piece of cardstock. This is just from my clover needles, and I line that up on the edge and put my pin in right on the side of it so that that's easy to see. And then I'm going to stitch right up to where that pin is. I'm going to come up to the pin and shorten my stitch just a little bit, take the pin out, come right to where the pin was, and back stitch with that shortened stitch. I've shortened down to just a 1 inch, or 1 length, and then I'm going to break thread and turn the corner. I can take my pins out of the bottom. Now here's where it can feel just a little bit uncomfortable because you have a lot of stuff to maneuver here. So we want to turn the edge, keeping that corner of the side panel right in the corner as we force that to become the corner of our bag. Making sure that it really does get in there. And then we're going to put a little pin in this section so that we know it all got to be the right spacing. Now what do we do with our binding? Just like the corner of a quilt, we would turn the binding so that it is in line with the new straight edge of the side of the bag, and then fold the binding over. Just like we were turning the corner of a quilt, we want the binding to come all the way, that little fold to come all the way to the base of the bag, and then we want it to line up straight with the new side of the bag. Put a pin. And then just like we started over here, kind of in a little bit, and take 2 stitches, reverse towards the corner, stitch straight up the side of the bag. Check out the next video to see how we're going to turn the corner and finish the edge at the top so that we're almost done with our scrappy week 5 bag. Thanks for joining us again for the Summer Scrap Elimination Program, the only elimination diet that every quilter needs.